Welcome to the Jersey Oddcast. From West Nile warnings and the latest scams hitting New Jersey to litter challenges, job fairs, and even a few fall festivals, we've got it all covered. Plus, an Oddcast Odd Fact about a Jersey girl who drove her way into history. This is the Jersey Oddcast, local news with a twist, with Joseph F. Berenato, Gabriel J. Donio, and me, Gina Rullo. Buckle up, oddballs, because here we go. Let's dive right in. Joe, I think once again New Jersey is changing time. What's happening?
It's not necessarily all of New Jersey, but it is in Hammonton. Starting yesterday, September 22nd,
I'm just going to
Hammonton.
interrupt and say that Hammonton is the center of the world, so let's be fair about that.
Yeah, okay, it is. And as we all know, all roads lead to Hammonton. Let's say we're leading the charge with this one and not speaking for the state in general. But starting yesterday, Hammonton High School launched a new schedule featuring what they call Blue Devil Time. According to the district, this is about, quote, putting students first and giving them the tools, support, and opportunities they need to succeed from the very start of their day. Now, during Blue Devil time, the district says students can get extra help from their teachers, finish homework with a teacher nearby for guidance, join or meet with clubs and activities, participate in physical fitness activities, eat a healthy breakfast, and yes, they can eat in most classes during this time, meet with their coaches, connect with their guidance counselor or case manager, or make up missed tests and quizzes without missing class time later in the day. Additionally, seniors can choose to participate or not participate in Blue Devil time, and they can arrive in time for first period at 8:10 a.m. For freshmen, sophomores, and juniors, however, the day will begin in homeroom at 7:30. Clubs will also be meeting in the coming weeks, and while some will be after school, most will be during Blue Devil time. Indeed, according to the recent schedule released by the district, all activities for this week will be during Blue Devil time except baseball, which will meet at 2:15 p.m. And if you are a student at the high school, be sure to check with club advisors for further details.
I think it's an interesting concept. Give people a little more time in the morning to wake up and be ready for classes to start at 8:10. And I know there's been a national movement to adjust the time that we start school. So that part's interesting. I just don't know that like it's 7:45 in the morning. Am I really going to be ready to be fully invested like in mock trial
Yeah, that
or
would
like a science club? I just don't know that my brain would be fully functioning. But then again, if I had a class at that time, it would have to be fully functioning for chemistry or bio or whatever it would be.
yeah. To be totally fair, I often did not do very well in my first period classes precisely for that reason. I I like that they're offering time for physical fitness early in the morning because I know there are many people of I am not one of them who go to the gym to work out early in the day. Mazel tov, that's not me. But if this helps people, great. Breakfast early in the morning, eating in class. I remember we used to get an eyeful if we tried to sneak a snack when we were in school, so this is cool for that too. I hope it works for them. I know that if I were a senior, I probably would take advantage of the ability to come in for a first period, but I know that many of my classmates would have been all about getting in early. And I do like one of the things they're describing is essentially study hall early in the morning. So
Yeah.
if you forgot to do math homework the night prior, you can finish it up that morning. Or if you need help with something, I think that's great because I know at least when I was in school, and Gabe, maybe when you were in school, there was a bit of a stigma if you went in early in the day specifically to get help for something. But now it's available for all students, and I hope that works well for them.
The district obviously endorsed it and implemented it. So I think that they are on board because it's happening. And so they must have, I'm sure, vetted it and did all the things that you have to do to before you implement something to make sure that it's going to work properly. And ultimately, I'm sure that it's all in the best interests of the students of the school district. And the point is to try and give them an opportunity to have this Blue Devil time to do whatever. As we saw, there's a long list of
Hmm.
different items. So I just look at it as the district is implementing it and they obviously are confident that it's something that they think is going to benefit the students and faculty of the district. And I guess by association, the parents, because the whole idea here is to get the students the best possible overall education they can have.
Yeah.
Gabe, if you were a high school student, not a senior, but you were a high school student, and I know you were pretty active in school, would you take advantage of that time for homework or
I,
clubs or breakfast? What do you
I,
think you would do?
I think it's an apples and oranges comparison because I think when we were in school 30 years ago, it was a different world and a different world technologically, a different world. So I don't really think I can answer that question because the student of 1991 versus the student of 2025, it's so different now that it's almost, I don't want to say it's two different eras, but it really is two different. It is two different eras, and I just
Yeah.
don't think it's an apples to oranges comparison. So I wouldn't make it.
What about you, Gina?
If I was a senior, I would definitely be rolling in later because I was always a struggle bus to get to school on time, especially when I started driving. That was rough for me. But if I was a sophomore or junior, I would say I'd probably take advantage of doing my homework because I hated doing homework. So I think that would probably be my advantage. But I was also really involved in a lot of clubs. So I think I'd feel a little more crunch and, oh, I'll just do my homework. Oh, wait, no, I've got whatever class or whatever club meeting.
Yeah.
So I think it might be. I think I would have had a weird effect on me. But senior, definitely rolling in late because struggled to get to school on time once I started driving. When you had the bus, like you had no choice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you were SOL if you did not make the bus because my mother was definitely not driving me. So you had to make the bus. Yeah. But the sophomore junior, I don't know. Like I feel like I would want to socialize, do homework, and be at a club. Go meet my friends for breakfast or finish homework. I could probably do breakfast and homework, but I don't think I could do breakfast, homework, in a club.
Yeah. No, I agree with that because that's an awful lot going on in that short amount of time.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, but it's interesting and like anything else, it's an experiment. So I'm sure if it doesn't go the way they want, they'll change it back for next year or the winter, whatever. It's good that they're trying new things. You can't keep doing the same things and expect different results.
Exactly.
But the one thing you can always expect is to get a great service when you call Phil Carr at Crowley and Carr Realtors.
That's true, Gina. If you're looking to buy or sell your home or commercial property in South Jersey, call Phil Carr, owner of Crowley and Carr Real Estate. Crowley and Carr is the best place in town to find the best place in town. Call them at 609 561 0505 or go to Facebook or Instagram.
Thanks, Gabe. I want to stick with you. Your friends at the Presbyterian Church, I know you're close with the Orseys, gave us some updates on what's happening there. Can you fill us in?
Certainly. There's a lot going on at the Presbyterian Church these days, and I'm in contact with Lori Orsi, who's the clerk of session there at the Presbyterian Church. They consider themselves a cornerstone of the community, and they are. They're excited to announce two significant events that bring together celebration, support, and service. They're going to have a 130th anniversary celebration. Mark the date, it's October 5th. They want to have a special commemoration of the 130th anniversary of the sanctuary. The milestone is a testament, they say, to their enduring commitment to faith, fellowship, and service in the community. Everyone is invited to celebrate this historic occasion with them during their anniversary service, which will feature inspiring messages, joyful music, and fellowship. And then there's also the grand opening of the Atrium Gift and Thrift Shop. And on the same day, which will be October 5th, they're thrilled to announce the opening of the Atrium Gift and Thrift Shop. Discover unique thrifted items and donated treasures available for a small donation. The shop is a weekly yard sale, offering something new every week. All proceeds will support church initiatives and community outreach programs. So they invite everyone to join us in the anniversary celebration and explore the new offerings at the Presbyterian Church. It's a wonderful opportunity to connect with fellow community members, learn more about the church, and take part in the life of their congregation. The location is 326 Bellevue Avenue. The time for the anniversary service is 11 a.m. on October 5th, followed by a reception and the grand opening of the Atrium Gift Shop and Gift and Thrift Shop at noon. Coming soon, they also want us to know that they are planning to have a community room. They want to create a community room within the Christian Education Building, which is right there, the lower building next to the church. You see the brick building there on Bellevue Avenue. And this versatile space will be available for clubs, small parties, and gatherings, fostering connections and engagement within the vibrant community as a whole. And lastly, weddings and funerals. They have a couple of nice brochures that they've done for both. They're pleased to announce and inform the community that the beautiful Presbyterian Church is now open to all for weddings and funerals. With their welcoming atmosphere and stunning architecture, it's the perfect location, they say, for life's most cherished moments. Whether you're planning a joyful celebration or a heartfelt farewell, the church is here to support you during those important times. And they're looking forward to celebrating together and welcoming everyone to their church. For more details or to learn about wedding and funeral arrangements, contact the Hammonton Presbyterian Church at 609 561 0168 or visit their website at hammontonpress.org. I just think they have a tremendous push here, and it's great to see. We just celebrated the 150th Feast of Our Lady of Mount Carmel at the Catholic Church, and here we have the 130th anniversary celebration at the Presbyterian Church at Hammonton. So I don't know what you guys feel about this, but there's a lot going on at the Presbyterian Church.
Oh yeah, and I don't know how many people who are not members of the congregation have been inside the church. It is beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous inside. And they have been, the church in general has been a vital part of the community forever. And I love that they're doing new things. I love that they're creating new initiatives. This anniversary is a big one. And I know that during the townwide yard sale, their lot is full of interesting items for sale. So this gift and thrift shop is probably going to have a lot of neat stuff in it.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. Again, 130 years for this anniversary. What a milestone. It's a beautiful church. If you've never been inside, I do recommend taking a tour if you can. Absolutely gorgeous. And the gift and thrift shop, like you said, Joe, they always have a good yard sale presence. They have such a nice community. It's worth checking out. And if you're not particularly a member of one church or another, to have a place to go for an event like a funeral or wedding is a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But
Definitely.
no, really excited for our friends at the Presbyterian Church. Let's dive over into the Catholic Church, Gabe, where they're having a blue mass.
Gina, the Blue Mass will be held coming up on September 28th, 2025. It's a 9 a.m. Mass. The procession in church will occur immediately following the Mass. This will all be at St. Joseph Church of St. Mary of Mount Carmel Parish, located at 226 French Street here in Hammonton. They are saying that they want everyone to join them in a celebration of the Mass to give thanks to God for these brave men and women who serve in law enforcement as first responders. And law enforcement and first responders are invited for coffee and donuts afterward at the St. Joseph Convent. The Mass will also be live streamed. This is on the feast of Saints Michael, Gabriel, and Raphael Archangels. So that's Sunday, September 28th, 2025, the Blue Mass at St. Joseph Church.
Is it blasphemous if I say something about, oh, Gabe, you're having your own blue mass or something for
Yes.
you?
I think
Okay.
it is blasphemous.
Yes.
I,
Yeah. Yes.
and it's not just me. Remember, there's Michael, there's Raphael, it's the Archangels,
Fair.
Feast of the Archangels. They've
Okay.
they've all been lumped together.
Yeah.
I love that we still call it the St. Joseph Convent, even though it's not really being used for that purpose as much anymore.
Or at all.
Well, yeah. I knew. What else would you call it at this time? It's
It's like calling the now, I'm assuming now empty or closed Macy's Wanamakers still. Do you know what I mean? It's to a
Yeah,
certain degree,
yeah,
you're like, okay, that was a long time ago, but I guess there's still things like, for example, the Kessler factory on Tilton Street has not been the Kessler factory or Hammonton Park closed for a while, 40 years. And yet, I
yep.
think there's still people who call it Kessler's.
Oh yeah,
Going back to the mass, I love that they do this in to honor our first responders. It's a beautiful ceremony, and it's good that it's being live streamed. So if you can't make it, you can always watch it from your computer or at a later date. And just a really nice little small town charming thing that we do.
Yes. I think it's great that we take the time to to celebrate those people who put their lives on the line for us.
yeah. I'll agree with that. And if I'm not mistaken, Saint Michael the Archangel, he is the patron saint of first responders, is he not?
I believe you're right on that, Joe. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll defer to you two on that one for
He was
sure.
the one who is traditionally depicted as banishing Lucifer during the fall, is he not? I think that's Saint Michael the Archangel.
Everything I
Uh,
know about Michael comes from the movie with John Travolta.
Oh, good heavens!
yeah, I don't
So,
know.
so
I
he
mean,
smells like cookies, is what?
that's what you know. That's what you know. You and him doing,
He,
battle.
yeah,
You
and
know,
he
there you
invented
go.
people getting in line. Okay, so that's where you get
Right,
your theology from,
right,
John Travolta
right.
flicks.
And
All right,
Well,
and
no,
he's a
about
good
that one
dancer.
saint.
yeah,
About
He's a
that
good.
one saint.
Apparently, Michael's a good dancer as well. We know this from the movie Michael.
I saw it a few times. I liked it. It was good.
it is a charming film. I enjoy it, especially the interplay with him and Gene Stapleton and the guy who played Eldon Bernanke on Murphy Brown. But and
There's not a lot of
was
that's.
it John Hurt who was in it,
I
Ooh, I
think
think
so.
so.
or John? Well,
Or
no, it wasn't John
no,
Hurt. It was
William
Michael
Hurt.
William Hurt. It was William Hurt.
William
That's
Hurt.
right.
William
Yeah.
Hurt. How did we go from biblical scholarship to this to William Hurt? What's next? An accidental tourist reference?
Oh,
I
love
mean,
that
come on,
movie.
guy.
Love that book. I'm just saying, it's a good movie. It's a Nora Ephron movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my
Yeah.
mother loves it, if that helps you.
And no one goes to church more than your mother, so I think that's fine. If your mother
Well,
approves it, we
And,
win.
and I think that's including Father Rivera.
oh, no.
She opens the door and closes it
Yeah.
behind him. Yeah.
Well, I am definitely gonna need to wear my glasses when I have to figure out what I have to do for confession, when I have to read the list of things that I've done wrong.
Yeah.
Gabe, where do I get my glasses?
Gina, see Hammonton Family Eye Care for routine and medical eye care for all ages, from glasses to contacts to eye exams and more. Visit Hammonton Family Eye Care at Peachtree Plaza, 80 South Whitehorse Pike in Hammonton. Call 609-567-7479 or go to hammontonfamilyeyecare.com.
West Nile is still being confirmed in the county and around us. Mosquito pool samples collected earlier this month from the 100 block of Hammonton Road in Buena Borough and a resting box on Griscom Mill Road in Corbin City are the latest to be confirmed positive for West Nile virus, a mosquito-borne illness, according to Atlantic County government. West Nile virus is most prevalent during the late summer and early fall. The risk continues until the first hard frost, eliminating mosquito populations. County public health and mosquito control officials continue to conduct mosquito surveillance and implement additional control measures, including ground sprays. Most people infected with West Nile virus experience mild flu-like symptoms, if any at all. However, severe illness may develop for anyone who is immunocompromised, which can affect the central nervous system and result in hospitalization or, cheerfully, death. To date, there's been one confirmed human case of West Nile virus in Atlantic County this year. Unfortunately, there are no vaccines or treatments for West Nile virus, according to the county. Residents can help reduce the risk by limiting exposure to mosquito bites. by following the safety tips that are posted on the Atlantic County government website. Again, this is just very serious. People don't think about it. Get rid of standing water. Cover yourself when you go out into the woods or if you're going to be outside. Wear repellent and just be smart. You don't want to have West Nile. It can be very detrimental to your health.
I just want to take this opportunity to say that I called something several months ago. You'll notice that there were no cases, according to this release, in Hammonton. And in
Don't spit
past,
up in the air.
I'm just saying, in past years, they found West Nile positive samples on Pleasant Street and West End near the old auction block and near those old buildings. And I said several months ago that I wonder if the new construction over there would then eliminate those mosquito breeding grounds. And now we don't have any West Nile samples in that area. So called it. Just all I'm saying.
That is a positive. I will give you that one, Joseph.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah, I
you.
mean,
I
it's
was right.
possible. It's possible. I don't know. That might be one of those things where it's sort of we'd have to see year after year, but I think it's entirely possible because of the fact that they took away, as you said, the standing water. But we also live in a community where, and correct me if I'm wrong, Gina, but many years ago we did have someone contract West Nile virus on Horton Street. Was that
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
There's other areas where I can think of standing water in Hammonton where, but knock wood, we're off the list
And
for right now.
yeah, and it is surprising we haven't been dinged because we do have retention basins and in wet years that is a great place for mosquitoes to enhance their
Oh,
populations.
yeah.
So we see it in a couple of there are specific retention basins that are known for being mosquito breeding grounds. But since Joe brought it up, let's stay with West End. I think we have some news from West End and what's going on with that development there, Joseph.
We do. According to reports, the new homes on West End Avenue will be on the market soon. Lennar Corporation, the nation's second largest home builder, according to Builder Magazine, with revenue totaling $33.8 billion in 2024, has announced that West End, the development formerly known as Pleasant Street Station, will consist of 60 townhomes priced in the upper 300,000s. They are expected to come on the market sometime this fall. Now, that corporation is also working on 59 single family residences in Bordentown, and that's called Bordentown's Reserve at Turgian Farm. Not sure how to pronounce that, which is described as a luxury single family project near the Delaware River. That development will also include on site walking paths and a park, and the prices for those homes have yet to be announced. But it does look like the ones right where we were talking about will at least be on the market soon. Not completed, but priced for sale.
And on the article that was in the Philadelphia Business Journal, they have a rendering, some interesting stonework.
Hmm.
A couple of them have little, looks like pop out window, like the little, I don't want to call them bow windows. Almost looks like maybe a Juliet balcony. I can't really tell that close. A little garage. It's there's going to be some height to these buildings. They look to be 3-story with a peaked roof.
So, yeah.
It's going to be very different. You know what I
Oh,
mean? But at least they don't have to worry about West Nile at this moment.
yeah. Now, I noticed that the reports also just talk about the homes on West End Avenue, and the project was originally for West End, Pleasant, and Washington Street. So I don't know if this is simply the first phase or if they have completely retooled their development, because this is not, I believe, the original developer when it was called Pleasant Street Station. I think it changed hands. So
And
I'll
I
be
will say, it also it looks like from the rendering, it has Belgian block for the curb, which, if you know me, I hate the Belgian block curb. I think it's a trip hazard.
well.
And
Who's walking on the curb besides Leave It to Beaver?
no, when you step down to get onto the street, it's a little uneven. And
Mm.
that sometimes throws people off. And as somebody who, ever since I broke my leg this winter, I am really cautious when I walk. We were just in Smithville over the weekend, which, by the way, looks gorgeous for the fall. I'm very cautious about where I walk in Belgian block because it's not a smooth, flat curb.
Right.
It's not fun.
And that Belgian block is in, as are Joe, since you're talking about phases. The foundations are going in at the intersection of Orchard and West End as we
Hmm.
speak. So I think that's the first phase that's going to get completed, roughly from what, Orchard to Pleasant,
Yeah.
in that first block. Now, what you're talking about is the former aggressive factory area. What's going to go on there? I don't know,
Right.
because at the end of, what do you call it, Suicide Hill, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to that question, because that's funny that you say, is does the project shifted, or if it changed hands, is there, are they just going to put a retention basin there, or what's
I'll
going to
tell
happen?
you what. I'll tell you what's there now, though. On street parking on
Mhm.
Pleasant Street, right after Suicide Hill. That doesn't seem to me to be a very good idea. But then again, I'm not a traffic planner.
And I think the other thing is that I noticed fencing going up, that vinyl split rail style
Hmm.
fencing along the back end of what used to be the produce auction, that area. That's all getting that fence. So they see that they're moving forward. But that's a good question about the on-street parking.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
going to have a lot of cars in that area soon.
Oh, yeah, and visibility at that intersection, even with the buildings that were there gone, is still not great coming out of West End onto Pleasant Street. So
Mhm.
that's for me at least that would be a cause of concern.
I also am thinking ahead. There are reports about the Wawa, a potential super Wawa at 12th Street, where Allen Rich's gas station currently is. So that's going to vacate, in all likelihood, the existing 12th Street Wawa. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, but it could happen. So
Right.
that's going to be right down the street from this new development. I think people should be thinking about the opportunities, if that does vacate, what to do with that property, or the building, the current Wawa, because you're going to have a number of people now in the neighborhood. So
Hmm.
there's some opportunities there, I think, if that's vacated, to make it into something else that's viable. We'll see.
Yeah. I mean, I know at one point this town supported 3 Wawas, but I can't imagine that they're going to keep that one open with a new one opening 4 blocks down.
Yeah, so it presents an opportunity to. I think people should be, instead of saying, "Well, think about that when it's empty." I think from now people should start thinking about, what are we going to do with that large building and parking lot that's going to be right there on 12th Street. But hopefully, an incentive is that you're going to have a whole new neighborhood full of people at 300,000 plus per
Yeah.
townhome, that will be right down the street. And I know West End and some of the other businesses in the neighborhood are excited about that opportunity.
Oh, sure.
It's exciting. We'll see what happens. You know what I mean? You said they were building fence. I think of only one fence contractor when I hear that. And who do I think of, guys?
I would imagine that you think of Masterwire Fence because for more than 40 years, Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company has been providing the South Jersey and tri state area with residential and commercial fence supplies and services. Whether you're looking for quality products to do it yourself or are in need of a trustworthy fencing company to install your fence, they've got you covered. Masterwire Manufacturing Fence Company provides the highest quality products and customer service to each and every person who walks through their doors or gives them a call. Call Masterwire at 609-567-1616 or visit their website at masterwirefence.net.
I also go on the websites and I look at the different people who've passed recently. And I was on Marinella Funeral Home's website and I saw that Bill Lewis passed. I knew him for 28 years. His wife, Jeannie Sparacino Lewis, was a member of town council. And I'm at that age now where I go to like Marinella's website to see who died recently and to know, okay, I need to reach out to someone or send a card. So, again, thank you, Marinella, for providing that service. Can you tell us a little bit more about them, Gabe?
I also want to note that we're thinking of Jean Lewis at this time. She was an excellent and outstanding member of council, and Bill was a great guy. Often would see him at downtown and different places, and our
In
hearts are
his
with them.
Corvette.
Yes, the guy was a great guy, and they're great people, so our hearts are with them at this time. Marinell Funeral Home has been serving the community since 1962 and has been family owned and operated for 3 generations. Marinell Funeral Home provides individually designed burial, cremation, and pre planned funeral services to meet the needs of each family. Ask them about how pre planning provides true peace of mind to your family. Contact the Marinell Funeral Home, located at 102 North 3rd Street in Hammonton at 609 561 1311.
Thank you, Gabe. Appreciate that. Let's dive into another housing development, but this time in our neighboring town or city of Egg Harbor.
Egg Harbor City is continuing to try and develop throughout this time. And I think the new development is located on 200 acres of undeveloped land. According to reports, the city wants to do its part to add more housing to address a persistent shortage locally and in the country. So, the Atlantic County Economic Alliance and city officials want to transform about 200 acres of land near Cedar Creek High School into a new single family and mixed use housing community. So, right now it's a wooded area. According to Mayor Lisa Giampetti, she was quoted in her published report saying it's basically all trees. Cedar Creek, meaning the high school, sits in the middle of all of it, she said. 3 companies have responded to a request for qualifications from the city, according to the mayor. And she said, quoting here, "We want to get as much as we can get. We may be open to two," end quote, developers, Giampetti said in a published report. So these homes are, if you know that area, it's an area that was supposed to be the neighborhood of Cedar Creek, developed by Brad Haber, who Gina and I knew. Brad died tragically at the age of 60 in a car accident back in 2014, but at the time was looking to build what could have been a 300 unit housing development. He only sold 27 of the homes, 14 of which were completed and occupied prior to his death, according to reports. So now there are other builders came along, names JC Custom Builder of Galloway Township and DR Horton, one of the biggest, if not the biggest home builder in the
The
country.
biggest.
And I think that you look at, and thank you, Joe, they were connected to the property, but it just didn't take off. So since the 2000s, there's been a lot of pursued development, according to reports, a lot of setbacks. And what Lauren Moore said, who Lauren is the president of the Economic Alliance, he said in a published report, quote, "This project is a shining example of ACEA's mission in action to stimulate economic growth, foster vibrant communities, and drive innovation in Atlantic County." And Moore is the president of the Economic Alliance. He also felt that the housing would complement the expanding aviation district being built around Atlantic City International Airport, about 12 miles from the site. So that's another plus, according to the published report. And really, right now, Chris Costa, who's the president of the Egg Harbor City Economic Development Court, is saying that he was glad that the city teamed up with the Economic Alliance, and he also feels Costa that this housing could promote commercial development. And he also organizes 3 Philadelphia Avenue festivals: the Food Truck Festival, the Fall Festival, and one for Christmas. And his statement was, quote, "The infrastructure is already there. It does make sense that the city is moving forward with this. Hopefully, commercial development will follow. The city is lagging behind other municipalities. They are trying to position themselves to correct that," Costa said in the published report.
I remember Brad Haber's development. I really liked what he had planned. He was going to have like alleyways behind the houses so that you could pull in and take your trash out. It was just a really clean development that he had planned Fascinating guy. Unfortunately, died way too young and before he could bring his vision to life. I like the idea of finishing this project and seeing it developed. I hope they do it mindfully in the way that Brad was thinking about it 15 years ago when he really came on the scene and was talking about it. Egg Harbor City's trying. There's so much potential there, and Mayor Giampetti is the city's biggest cheerleader. So I wish her a lot of success. I just hope they don't use Belgian block.
I saw also that there is water and sewer, at least in part of that area, and
Great
that
point.
yeah, and that most of the Pinelands permits have been approved for years, which helps, but it's not for the entire thing. And I know that Pinelands has recently recalibrated, and I don't know the past tense, instrictified, strickened, made more strict. What is there even a verb form of strict? Anyway, they've made it harder. Their stormwater management and water reclamation regulations have become more stringent over the years, and that may impact the amount of units that are available, that are buildable on the remainder of the property. But since half of this, or at least already has the approvals, I'm all for it. And I'm not a fan of the alleyways in Egg Harbor. So when you say that Mr. Haber was planning for more alleys, I'm like, oh man. But you know what? I don't live there. And if the people in Egg Harbor love them, then fantastic. In any event, they could certainly use more people and rooftops and tax dollars. And so I'm all for
Alleyways,
this.
yeah, alleyways are a big part of Egg Harbor City and Ocean City. But
Yes.
I think I agree with you, Joe, that it's not the best planning, but Brad wanted it to look more like the city. I don't know the new developer will feel that way, but I will say this. I've been on the property several times. Its location is a benefit. It's adjacent to the high school, and it's also location geographically. These people could drive to Hammonton and become customers of our businesses. These people could drive, as they said, to be employees of what's going on at the aviation park, which we've talked about in our last episode. I think if you look at it, it could be a real shot in the arm for Egg Harbor City if it's done right, and it could really reinvigorate that city. So hopefully it goes through and Brad's vision, at least in some form, will come to life. I hope so.
We'll see what happens. Only time will tell with regards to all this, and we'll keep an eye on the RFP results when it comes through. What doesn't change is criminals love of scams. There's always a new one. Scams, Joe. Boy, I don't know.
That's a
Boy, I
West
don't
Wing.
know.
That is a West Wing reference for those of you who caught it. Good on you.
Yeah, crime. Boy, I don't know.
That's it.
We must be getting close to the holiday season because clearly the scammers need money. Two recent scams have been announced, the first by the New Jersey Division of Taxation. According to a post, unsolicited text messages claiming to be from them are indeed a scam because the division says it never initiates text messages with taxpayers and only sends texts if they are specifically requested through their phone system. Residents are advised to never click links or share personal information in an unsolicited text, and if you're unsure about a message, contact the division directly through official channels. And they offer two examples. The first purports to claim that the taxpayer's refund request has been processed and approved, and the recipient is advised to click a link and enter bank info. Don't do that. The
Hmm.
other example regards the corporate business tax, claiming that returns are deficient and there's a balance due that can be paid through a link. Again, both of these and others like them are scams. Don't click the links. The other scam advisory comes from the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office, and this scam comes in the form of either a text or a voice message from a Deputy Brian Turner. There is no Deputy Turner with the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office. The scam claims that the recipient failed to appear for jury duty service and that it is essential that they contact the sheriff's office at the number or the email provided in the text or voice message to avoid possible legal consequences. Again, this is a scam. If you do receive this, either ignore it, or if you need peace of mind, contact them at their actual phone number, 609 909 7200. Don't call any number that was given in the text. Don't click on any link. Don't send any emails. Don't give bank info or personal information. Contact the actual offices. And again, they never send a text saying, hey, give us money. Never.
It's just amazing how in- I am so amazed by the creativity of these scams and that impersonating a cop is like another level of criminal behavior.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just, oh my God, don't do that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think that's worse than impersonating. You got to pay your electric bill in some way. You know what I mean? Because you're impersonating a cop. That's another layer of crime.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
The audacity, right?
Yeah,
Like that's what really strikes me, how
I'm
brazen
just not
these
that
people.
creative.
No, these but brazen. They're brazen. They're ruthless in their ambition to suck money out of people's pockets. It's a disgrace. And these scammers, I just think that there's a certain type of person. And if you think like a criminal, it really just comes down to they don't want to work, they want to steal.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It's very basic. And I
And they're
terrible.
completely taking advantage of the complete, and I hate this word because it's so early 2000s buzzword, like wordy, but like the paradigm shift in the way we communicate. And
Synergy.
yeah,
Synergistic.
um, I mean, like the people. When the internet first came out, we were warned, don't trust anything you read online, don't trust strangers who contact you, verify everything. And it seems like verification has gone the way of the dodo. And if you get a message saying, hey, you owe us money, you're just like, okay, click the link and send the money without even finding out what it was. And they're greatly taking advantage of the fact that people just don't verify as often as they used to.
Or at all. I think that the old saying applies: trust, comma, but verify. And they're not doing it because I think what's
No,
happened now, a generation now removed from what you're talking about, or maybe close to two generations removed,
bite your
getting
tongue.
there,
Ooh.
really getting
Ah.
there. And here's the thing:
Ooh.
they just believe
Ah.
what they see.
Yeah.
There's no intellectual curiosity. And this is, I'm not trying to blame the victim, but have some intellectual curiosity, have some, have a grain of salt, as we used to say. Take this stuff with a grain of salt. Don't just automatically read something and say, oh my God, it's on my screen, so I must do it. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
people are preying on that. They're preying on it.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing. Yeah.
My company does test things like you fall for this phishing email thing and you have to report it as phishing. And if you do well, you get like so many points, whatever. I got something the other day and I'm like, I'm not so sure. But it was like I checked the email addresses and all this other stuff. So I forwarded it over to our IT department and they're like, this actually seems like a legitimate concerning email. I'm like, okay, no problem. So I haven't responded yet because I'm like, I don't know that I want to. You know what I mean? It's like, I just don't know that I don't think their claim is legitimate. It's just one of those things I'm looking at, I'm like, I don't know. But I've gotten so many things like, this is your CEO. I need $5,000 in Amazon gift cards. My CEO would never need $5,000 in Amazon gift cards, and he's certainly not going to bother with me.
Don't we all, buddy? Really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, like he's definitely not reaching out to me for that. There's other people who would have access to do that for him. So like I know that one is phishing, but other ones I'm like, so you do have to think about it and reach out to someone you trust and say, does this pass the smell test? Or Google the Atlantic County Sheriff's Department's phone number, call them and say, do you have an officer? Would you send me this message?
Yeah.
Now, the worst thing would be if this scam was originating in the Atlantic County Sheriff's Office and they'd be like, yeah, please
Yeah,
hold First Officer Turner, and then they change their voice.
that's
That would
bad.
be the worst. But if this was Law and Order, that's how I would write that script.
Yep. No, yep. That's straight out of TV. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Thankfully, I know one place that is never a scam and is always the place to go for a delicious meal, and that is Bagley Annie's Market.
That's true, Gina. And at Bagley Annie's Market, they always say, we treat our customers like family. With a variety of custom cut meats, farm fresh produce, delicious cheeses, a full deli, and more, Bagley Annie's Market has something for everyone. They are famous for their wide variety of authentic Italian specialty products. Try their Italian bread and rolls, prepared foods, and homemade pasta. Follow their social media for weekly loyalty reward promos. Bagliani's Market is located at 417 12th Street in Hammonton. Call 609 561 0693 or visit Facebook and Instagram for more information.
Thanks, Gabe. So you never know what life's going to throw you, whether it's going to be horrible winds that rip roof tiles off or an awful fender bender in the middle of downtown thanks to all the traffic. But thankfully, there is one place you can go that has great insurance and a great service, and that is Diversified.
Indeed. See Diversified Insurance for all your commercial and personal insurance needs. They are a value added firm. They provide unsurpassed service, consult with you to determine your needs, and offer you a choice of insurance plans and programs. They are a value hunter who can find the best combination of coverage, service, and price. Contact them today at 609 567 7771 or visit their website at diversifiedinsuranceofnj.com.
Thank you. There is a lot of people looking for work right now, and it's hard to find a job. And thankfully, there are job fairs that are happening around us. Gabe, what information do you have about one that is happening in, I believe, Winslow Township?
In Winslow Township, Mayor Marie D. Lawrence and the governing body present a free job fair, Gina, to everyone who is interested in finding a new job on September 27th, 2025, from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. This is at the Bud Dubel Senior Center, 33 Cooper Folly Road, ACO, and fields include healthcare, corrections, board of elections, social services, education, insurance, laborer, first responders, and more. And the unions attending are the Cement Masons Plasters Union Local 592, Eastern Atlantic States Regional Council of Carpenters Local 255, IBEW Local Union 351 Electricians, and the New Jersey Construction Craft Laborers Apprenticeship Program. So take the first steps towards a fulfilling career and go to the job fair right there at the Bud Dubel Senior Center on September 27th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. For more information, contact 609 567 0700, extension 8008, or go to BOH8 at winslowtownship.com.
Thanks, Gabe. Appreciate that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a good event. You know what I mean? If you're looking for a job, like this seems to be the place to go.
Yeah, and they've got a wide array of fields there. So there's a lot to be offered there.
And great example being made by the township. Other communities should do this as well. I think municipalities really reaching out to strengthen their community by getting jobs for the people in their community. I think they should
Hmm.
be commended for that.
Absolutely. And having all the unions coming to the cement masons, the carpenters, the IBEW electricians, the construction craft apprenticeship program, like all of that being there is such a valuable message. It does not mean you have to have college education.
Yeah,
You could be in the trades. And I think that's such a good diversity of choices.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Love to see these things happening all the way around us. And then on the other side of things, if you want to give back to the community, maybe you want to clean up some litter that some of your fellow man has left around that has not been very kind to them to do. What's going on with the ACUA?
The ACUA and the Atlantic County Clean Communities Program, they are inviting residents to roll up their sleeves for a contest and a chance to win mini grants. It is a litter removal contest, and it runs between October 6th and October 24th. Teams of up to 15 people can pick up trash from public roadways, parks, or other public spaces, just not private property. All cleanups must be reported during the contest window to count, with photos required to verify the work. I assume they want before and after to make sure you actually did pick up what you said you picked up. Prizes will be awarded based on how much litter is collected, with first place taking home a $500 mini grant, second place taking $300, and third place taking $100. There's even a $100 reward for the strangest litter find. So winners will be announced at the ACUA's America Recycles Day event in November. And before you get started, all teams must sign a safety pledge and wear safety vests. Supplies are available if you need them. And just understand there are some restrictions on which roads in Galloway can be cleaned, so be sure to check with the ACUA about what qualifies and what does not. For details, forms, and questions, go to acua.com/litter challenge.
That sounds really cool. I'm not gonna lie. I like the idea of bringing groups together. They're monetarily incentivizing it. It's open to a wide area. It's unfortunate that we need to do it, but why not?
You know, when I read about this, because my brain works in strange ways, I was in,
No.
I
Yeah,
was
you're kidding me.
immediately reminded of the Disney cartoon from 1956, In the
When you were
Bag.
born?
We'll address that later. It's Ranger Woodlore and Humphrey the bear. Do you remember Humphrey? And the ranger is getting all the bears in the park, and he's teaching them how to pick up litter, and he's got like the stick with the thing on the end of the bag. First you pick it up, put it in the bag, boom.
Oh
Anybody
yeah.
remember that?
Yes,
Yeah,
I do know that.
yeah.
I do know that.
As soon as I did the ditty, I
Now that you
figured that might.
sang the ditty, as you put it,
Yeah,
I do, and you can see the bear going around. Yeah, that was a strange combination of Yogi Bear later and another later thing, Woodsy, Woodsy the owl. You know that
Ooh, Gabe, will
jingle?
you sing it for us?
I don't
Help!
remember Woodsy's jingle, but
His jingle was "Help Woodsy spread the word, never be a dirty bird, help keep America looking good." There's some more words in there, I think, but that if you were watching any Saturday morning cartoons in the '80s and
oh
maybe
yeah,
back into the '70s, Woodsy was an owl, and he would go around and saying, "Pick up litter." That and the crying Native American.
Lord, yeah, yeah. That was popular in the '70s. Yeah,
Yeah. The crying
but
Native
that's
American. Look what you've done to the land.
but
Terrible.
that's what
I don't know that one.
That's
I'll have
what
to
this
Google that one.
contest reminds me of. Humphrey and all of his bear companions picking up litter through the forest, you know, monetarily. So go
Get your
check
teams
out
together. Let's clean up.
go check out In the Bag, sing the song while you're taking part in the contest.
I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If your property develops a different kind of mess, you might need to call Demeglio Septic.
Yes, indeed. Domiglio Septic and Quality Sanitation are here for a variety of services, including septic pump out, grease trap service, high pressure jetting, portable toilets, and more. Call 609-561-3597 or go to demiglioseptic.com for Demiglio Septic, or call 609-561-4666 for quality sanitation. Experience the Demiglio difference, a promise of superior service, quality, and reliability.
Yes. As we all know, September is jam packed with events, and I am here for it. Like, I love everything that's happening. We have a guest coming in October, and she's, I want to do something fall. I want to do something small town. I hope your town's going to be having something. I'm like, yes, we will find something. If it's not in Hammonton, we will find something in the area around us because we live in that kind of community and region. So there's so much happening. Gabe, is Rocco's Townhouse community calendar jam packed this week as well, or is it light on events?
The calendar's pretty full, Gina, and Rocco's Townhouse themselves. They pride themselves on being a spot where everyone can meet and eat. Delicious appetizers, entrees, burgers, and more, along with a full bar and plenty of craft beers on tap. Remember, everyone meets at the Townhouse, 21 North 3rd Street in Hammonton. Call them at 609 561 9384 or visit roccostownhouse.com. And now the Rocco's Townhouse community calendar, you are not going to want to cook on September 27th because there is so much happening. Come to Rocco's after visiting one or more of these events. On Saturday, September 27th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., celebrate fall at the 12th Annual Blueberry Crossing Fall Festival in Hammonton. Enjoy children's games, face painting, crafters, vendors, live music, and a petting zoo, plus 10 food trucks. Free kids' games and fun for the whole family, rain or shine. Also on Saturday, September 27th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., head to Newfield for the Rowdy Brothers Homestead Fall Fest at 6390 Lake Road. Shop local vendors, feed and interact with farm animals, paint and pick pumpkins, and let the kids enjoy a special play area. And history buffs won't want to miss the Vineland Landmark Trolley Tour on September 27th as well. Hop aboard for a journey through Vineland's past with stops at the Vineland Historical Museum, Siloam Cemetery, and the Palace of Depression. Guided walking tours are included. Tours depart at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. from the Vineland Historical Society. Tickets are $30 and seats are limited. Reserve early. And finally, lace up those sneakers on Sunday, September 28th, for St. Joseph Academy's annual 5K and 1 mile walk. You don't have to be a marathon runner to join in the fun. Sign up for the 1 mile run and walk and be part of the excitement. Proceeds benefit St. Joseph Academy Athletics. Register at stjosephacademy.com/give. More information about all these events can be found online. Gina?
I just need to say that the Palace of Depression, which by the way, I love it. I'm going to be using it in a different way. Sounds like something that should be in The Princess Bride. Roads of Unusual Size. I
Oh,
just feel like
yeah.
that is
Cliffs of
that,
Insanity, Palace.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Okay.
like
Yeah,
the Palace of Depression.
or at
I now
least
need to go find the Palace of Depression. Have you guys been there?
I
I've
have
never been
not.
there.
No,
Oh,
I'm
No,
completely unfamiliar with
it
it.
sounds like something out of Tolkien as well.
Yeah.
Where's the desolation of smog? It's over by the Palace of Depression in Vineland. But I've seen pictures, and it really was this guy's passion project, to say the least. And it's all built out of, let's just say, it's very arts and craftsy for sure.
but not arts and crafts movement.
Well, you could argue maybe. You could argue maybe, but it's very,
Podcast field trip.
yeah. Oh yeah, Oddcast feels. The Palace of Depression is the kind of thing that Weird New Jersey has covered, so it's definitely odd, and it's definitely like one of those sort of roadside attractions that people shake their head at and go, "Wow, what is this?" But I think it's just amazing to see so many things on September 27th. That's a jam-packed day in southern New Jersey.
And it's
Yeah.
also Collection Central too for the Education Foundation.
Oh,
Yes,
look
it
at that.
is. Yeah. A lot
So yeah.
going on.
When you're out at these events, and we will be telling our guest who is coming in October, you should be wearing your Oddcast merchandise because you got to look stylish.
Absolutely. Just saying. Like but
Shirts.
yeah, we got all of it. Like always see me every week rocking the mug because we got them tumblers, magnets, hats, definitely t-shirts. You can find all of it at jersey-oddcast.printify.me, and I recommend and endorse that you do.
Love it. Joe, speaking of merch, I'm wondering about the shirt you're wearing because I can't really see what it is. What you going? Did you get influenced, Joe?
I don't know if I was influenced, if I was strong-armed, but yeah,
Finuched, as we call it now.
You
yeah.
got finuched.
I did attend a Suns Fest at the Sons of Italy,
Uh-huh.
and Nick
Oh, he
said
got you, Big Nick.
he said he was putting my shirt aside, and then I was gonna get one sandwich, and as we were talking, we got these cheese fries that you got to taste. I wouldn't steer you wrong. I'm like, okay. I have one of the chicken sandwiches. Okay, so I walked out with a cheesesteak, a chicken sandwich, fries, and the shirt.
Mm.
And
And did you have cash on you?
Oh, you always bring cash to the Sons of Italy. Come
Yeah.
on now. Yeah.
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 We,
No. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
may need to put Nick to work selling ads for the Oddcast. The guy's super salesman. I mean,
Yeah,
God
no,
bless.
he's good. He's very good. So
That's great.
yeah, that's
So, as we can hear from all the calendar events that's happening, we're going to hear a little bit more after this too. It is fall, and it is fall festival season. So, when you go to a fall festival, what are your must haves? This is our odd poll question of the week. Is it apple cider donuts? Do you need pumpkin picking or a little pumpkin patch? Do you need food trucks? Or do you need a corn maze? For me, it is all about the apple cider donuts. Gabe?
I'd say food trucks. I could like now food trucks have become ubiquitous. They're not like the novelty they were 10 years ago. But I think when you go somewhere, it's nice to look around and be like, "Oh, look at that. There's some lobster mac and cheese I can pick up out of a truck." Who doesn't like their lobster mac and cheese from a rolling vehicle? I know I do.
yeah. I love food trucks. I've loved them ever since they were just like dirty street carts on a city corner.
Dirty water dog.
Yeah, but and I don't have any logical explanation for this, but they seem to be more of a summer thing for me. If we're talking about fall festivals, I'm right with you. The apple cider donuts. For me, that is the flavor of fall. I know people have been going crazy for the last 15, 20 years over pumpkin spice this and pumpkin spice that. Apple cider flavored anything for me is fall, and apple cider donuts are absolutely extraordinary.
I Yeah, I agree. And I know Gabe loves fresh apple cider, and I saw Big Squeeze Lemonade, which is Carly Carrigan, whose mom used to own Sassy Sweets in downtown. She was doing fresh pressed apple cider and hot or
Mm,
cold. And I was like, oh my God, almost made me go to the Pine Barrens Fall Fest just for that, just to get
yeah.
some of that for Gabe. I was like, oh, Gabe would go crazy for that.
I do like apple cider. There's no doubt about that. So if anybody out there knows some great apple ciders, either that I can buy or or a great festival that has like fresh pressed, like you're talking about, Gina, I would love to go and attend. Send me your cider suggestions, and I'm on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, fall is all about the cider donuts, apple cider, those smells. I don't really do the pumpkin latte, pumpkin spice latte. I don't drink coffee. But yeah, no, I love donuts and I love the fact that we're in that season right now and you see them popping up at a few places. And there's even a place not too far from here that does gluten-free ones for games. So I thought that was interesting. But yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm not a huge donut person, but apple cider donuts get me every time.
I am a huge donut person, always have, but apple, baked apples, and so forth. That's the flavor and smell for fall for me, always has been.
It's about the donuts. I'd be remiss if I didn't say I knew a guy who made cider donuts, but the problem was he would eat half the profits. See, so he'd
I
make
know
the
exactly who you're
donut
talking about.
and then he'd eat a donut. He'd make a donut, then he'd eat a donut.
One for you, one for me. One
Yeah,
for you, one
it
for me.
was, and I'm not kidding. It was literally a 1-to-1 ratio that the guy was. It's a shame, but I just remember I could not tell that story about
Yeah, I
that
know.
guy.
And I know exactly who you're talking about. And those were great donuts.
Oh, they were.
Oh, those are the days. We were in Smithville and it was really fun to walk around Smithville and see everything. And it really does feel like fall. And then we had dinner at the Smithville Inn, which is always a nice experience. And I was just like hoping their menu would have had like, a apple cider donut, like with maybe a little vanilla ice cream. To me, that would have been like the perfect dessert.
Yeah, and
It was an
it's always
excellent
nice.
meal overall. Great
So
prime rib, everything was great.
when you're talking about food too, it's yeah, the primer was great. My steak was great. Smithville Inn, a classic. It's just timeless. Smithville itself was fun. It was perfect night for it this past weekend. But in addition, I love this time of year when they put the pork on the menu with the apple. You get an
Yep.
Oh
apple
yeah.
topping and a side of greens and a side. I love that stuff. It's this time of year is great for food, and It's always a great experience when you go to a place like Rocco's and they have that pork on the menu. If they're doing it this year, I don't know, but they've done it in the past. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, coming up on October 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th is the Carnival and Fall Festival at St. Anthony Picnic Grounds, organized by St. Mary of Mount Carmel Parish. There will be carnival rides. There will be a food stand, food, beer garden, wine garden. There's going to be face painting and pumpkin painting and a balloon twister, hay riding, corn maze. And then you got the music. You have Don't Call Me Francis, Gas Pedal Steel, of course, DJ Nicky G, because it's not a Hammonton event without him.
No
Nope.
way.
Fiel Norteno, another band, Beginner's Luck, and again Nicky G. So it's gonna be like Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday, 4 days of fun at the St. Anthony Carnival Ground
Yep.
picnic grounds behind the St. Anthony's Church on 206.
Do you think you're going to
Yeah.
bring your guest maybe to that
I,
event when she was?
I think if that's when she's here, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I'm not going on any carnival rides, so that'll be up to you, Gabe, to do that with her.
No, I don't know about that, but we might, but I'm not sure. I haven't been on a carnival ride in years. It would be my dumb luck that something would like happen. To like stop at the top with her. I'm not sure about that.
I,
Nothing
I always
against
thought
being
back
stuck.
I always thought back in our newspaper days that we should have all three of us sat in the dunk tank at some point. I feel like we could have raised a ton of money for charity if we had
Well,
done that.
yeah, me
Oh,
alone.
yeah, we could have, sure, yes. Lots of people would have lined up for that.
Yeah, but we would have made serious bank for charity and then maybe taken a little cut off the top. But whatever.
a little skim, yeah,
Little skim. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I feel like that would, to me, that's a carnival thing I always think of, but not this time of year. Too cold.
No, and I like how much this festival has expanded over the
Yeah,
last several years, because it started off, I think, as 1 day, then 2 days, and now they're up to 4 days. And if you haven't been to the carnival grounds, the picnic area behind St. Anthony's, it's massive.
it
You
is.
never know from the road that there's all that property back there. It's huge. It's
Yeah, there's a lot.
absolutely huge.
And I love the autumn carnival. I think it just really has become some sort of scene out of Gilmore Girls.
So
Gina
true.
loves that show, and I
So
love the show.
cute.
I love the show too. I'm going to admit it. If you write about a small town for any length of time, you kind of like that show. But I think that when you're walking back there, it has that element. So does the Carnival in July. We're so blessed, to use the right word, to have this parish doing these things, and of course the Mount Carmel Society doing putting on the carnival for July. It's just a great night out, and it's a family night out. We're very fortunate to have it.
Yeah, I love the idea of all this and I'm excited. So you may see us there. Gina will not be on any rides, but maybe Gabe will be on something. We don't know.
I don't know about that. We'll see.
We'll see. We could only dream if this could happen, Gabe. Only if that's the only thing. If we could maybe convince you to do it, it might be a fever dream.
Yeah, I don't have to have my arm twisted that much, but I maybe the Ferris wheel. We'll see if they have a Ferris wheel. I don't know.
We don't know. Any type of event where there's a lot of trash removal, you might need a dumpster, and we always recommend calling United Roll Off.
That's true, Gina. United Roll Off, if you're looking for fast, reliable dumpster service, they're there for you. Call United Roll Off Service and Recycling LLC, family owned by the Grasso family and proudly serving South Jersey since 1999. 3 generations strong, United Roll Off is your local solution for household cleanouts, construction debris, concrete, and yard waste, with 11, 20, and 30-yard dumpsters ready when you need them. Serving Hammonton and all of Atlantic, Burlington, Camden, Cumberland, and Gloucester counties, they've got the size, service, and local touch you can trust. Visit them at 735 Wiltsey's Mill Road, Hammonton, or call 609 561 8287 to get started today. United Roll Off, local, loyal, and ready to haul.
Before we record the show today, Gabe and I were talking at our house, and then we go to our separate offices to record. we were talking about the traffic in town and the different ways we've been moving through the town on our way to work in the mornings. And because I head towards Philadelphia, it's been a little interesting to see like the curbing work or what have you. And this work is still continuing. So, beginning yesterday, Monday, September 22nd, and continuing through Friday, a lane shift will be in effect for concrete flat work on Route 54, also known as 12th Street, from Monroe Avenue to True Road. All road work will take place from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and drivers should expect delays during peak travel times. And as always, be cautious, be mindful. There's guys and girls working on the side of the roads, there's equipment. Just be safe and take your time while you're doing that. And also, other town news, the town of Hammonton is working to get the lead out, and they will be sending people, how do I say this, door to door to work on this to find the lead pipes in town, and they want to identify those. So from September 30th to October 2nd, the town will be in our neighborhoods going door to door to identify your water service line material. Hammonton utility representatives will be conducting service line identifications. All staff will be wearing fluorescent utility vests and name badges. So, what to expect? A knock on your door from two of our friendly staff members, a quick and simple visual inspection of your water service line, and the staff will record the material of the water service line in your home. To identify your own service line, there's a QR code that you can get from the Town of Hammonton's Facebook page. You can scan it yourself and submit your results. And if you have any questions, call 609 567 4300, extension 120. Again, that's
Two,
all part of that continuing idea to identify where there's lead lines, and that's coming from the state, which we've mentioned a few times now.
Mhm.
yes, two things come to mind with your report there, Gina. One is if you grew up in and around the area and listened to 93.3 WMMR, which is a rock station, get the lead out has an entirely different meaning to you because that is what they did regarding Led Zeppelin. They would put on Led
Yeah.
Zeppelin and they'd
Oh,
have,
really?
oh, yeah.
Did
Oh,
Pierre
yeah.
Robert
The
start
band.
that?
The band.
Yeah.
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 We're going to get the lead out. And they meant LED lead. And
Yeah.
then the second thing, I'm glad you said it. We broadcast this fine podcast. When we film it, it's Gina and I are in two different rooms of the same house. It has come up like occasionally, hey, are you in the same house? Yes. I'm in my home office. Gina's down the hall in her home office, and Joe is in his home. So the three of us
Joe
kind of,
does not live with us.
that's right. Joe does not live here in the house.
I
So we
no,
do
I do
this.
not live with them.
So we do this. The two of us are, if you're looking at Gina and myself, we're in the same house recording it, and Joe is at his home. So and it's all done simultaneously
So,
through the magic of some computer program I don't understand, but it does work.
so the first time somebody said to me, "Are you recording from the same house?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we've been in the same house for like 24 years. What are you talking about?" So I thought they meant like same house, like the same house you've always lived in. I didn't realize until they said the follow up thing. Like, are you and Gabe in the same, like in the
Building,
same house? Are
yes.
you recording? And I'm like, yeah, like why wouldn't we be? Like,
I
where
don't
would
know.
Gabe be? Where would I be?
They're just trying to create drama, I think, but that's okay. Here's
Joe is the one with the drama. We are
yeah,
drama free people.
yeah.
What?
We're drama free. What? Joe's got
You're a drama llama.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
a little bit.
You
Ma'am,
own a
ma'am, I work.
Dracula cape. You're dramatic.
Okay, I said, ma'am, I work at a cemetery. My life is not very full of drama.
We're live people most days.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's happening at the cemetery? You guys have been really busy and
Speaking of,
posting a lot on Facebook and Instagram.
It's been dead.
ah,
Sorry.
ah,
Yeah.
ah,
No.
that's close to a
Yeah.
dad joke right there.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
are a father.
Yeah. No. We've had a lot happening in a very short amount of time. We have had a road rehab project on our agenda for a number of years, and finally, we had a company that we contracted, and they were able to like cut down there were 4 places where there was no asphalt left, except maybe around the edges. So they were able to saw cut that, fill in with DGA, and then put, I think, 3 or 4 inches of asphalt over top of that. So the 4 large sections are now nice and drivable, and even more importantly, they're a lot safer to walk on, which makes us happy. We had a company that came out and cleaned our Veterans Memorial, which was nice. It was funny, too, because you didn't even realize how dirty that had gotten in such a short amount of time until it was
Yeah.
clean, and now that's sparkling. And then over the previous 2 weekends, our grounds committee and members of the community and local businesses got together, and we defined, graded, and put DGA/crushed concrete over our parking area. So that looks gorgeous. It's nice and smooth. The hope is that people will be more inclined to park there than, say, on the grass. And because of the material that we put down, which is pervious surface, it will still have water reclamation, but it should not be nearly as muddy as what we had before.
Joe,
So
where is the parking area in relation to your office? Is it right there?
right, right in front of and right on the
Okay.
side of, yes.
Okay.
And for those who are unfamiliar, the office is in the only building on property that's not a mausoleum. So
Joe, you're to be commended because I think that Oak Grove Cemetery needed a hub of a person who was going to show the TLC that it needed. And you guys have really, now you can physically see the differences in that cemetery when you go there. And it's one of the most beautiful places in Hammonton. I know it's a cemetery, but if you get a chance when you're driving down the White Horse Pike, take a ride through there and take a look. It really is with that overarching canopy of trees and just the whole look of it. It's really, like I said, one of Hamilton's most beautiful spots.
thank you. We work hard at it, and we have a very enthusiastic board of trustees, which also helps. So
It's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And that does make all the difference when you have people who are willing to step up and you have a great number of people who are willing to support you.
yeah, we've gotten a lot of help from the community, which really makes us feel good. Like I can't even begin to describe our appreciation and gratitude for those who take time on a Saturday to volunteer to help us with that. So sincerely, thank you.
That's wonderful. I'm happy to hear that for you. I would like to switch over to the Oddcast Oddfact. And this was a fun one because if you know me, I love to drive. In 1909, a 22-year-old from Hackensack, New Jersey made history. Alice Ramsey became the first woman to drive across the United States. She and 3 companions took a Maxwell touring car nearly 3,800 miles from New York to San Francisco, attaining the terrific speed of 42 miles per hour on the highway. It took 59 days, dozens of flat tires, muddy roads, and plenty of roadside improvising. But she proved women could do more than just ride along. She wasn't just a passenger princess. When she rolled into San Francisco, Alice Ramsey cemented her place as the first lady of automotive travel. Not bad for a Jersey girl behind the wheel. I thought that was fun.
It
Yeah,
is fun.
and 1909 to travel cross country. That's impressive. 42
Yeah.
miles an hour. Good Lord, if I had pearls, I'd be clutching them.
It's a borderline dangerous move by a woman
There were
to
3 other
in
women,
ni- but yeah,
companions.
but even so, in 1909,
Yeah,
you
like
get west. It was still not the most
Yeah,
welcoming
no,
California's not a
environment.
state yet, right?
yeah, like you still had
Good
gunslingers,
question.
like highwaymen. Yeah.
When did
So,
California become a state?
I don't know. Let's look it
uh,
up.
uh,
Because she arrived in, oh, they were okay, 1850.
Yeah, it's been a state for a while. I
Okay,
thought
I thought it was in this I thought it was in last century. Okay, so I'm wrong there. But okay, so she did drive across country, but she probably drove through some places that weren't quite states yet. I don't know.
I don't know. 1909 you think about it being 100 and what?
16 years
16.
ago.
Almost 120 years removed from this, okay? if you think about 1909, there's a great book about the Jersey Devil, same name, the Jersey Devil, and they have this phenomenal week in 1909 where everyone's
Hmm.
seeing the Jersey Devil. So that's the era you're in. That news
Yeah,
reports about the Jersey Devil are still like happening. 1909 is like a totally different time. So to do that was like almost like a moonshot to
yeah.
drive a
Oh
car
yeah,
across the country in that era. Because
yeah.
remember, car- cars of that era are not very
Not
comfortable.
reliable.
No, you still had to crank the front to get things going.
Yep, yep,
So yeah,
crazy.
so Oklahoma came in as a state in 1907, and then New Mexico in 1912, Arizona in 1912, Alaska in 59, and Hawaii in 59.
Yep,
Like it's a little rough, you know what I mean? It's not as paved. You don't have Route 66. Like
Oh no, it
it's a
was
very modern Oregon Trail in a
yeah,
lot
it
of
was
ways.
dirt roads and wagon wheels, and you had one Jersey girl who's don't tell me what to do. My girlfriends and I are hitting the road. Okay,
that's right.
stop
And I
them.
think what a progressive husband she must have had to allow that, because I would do mean the word allow. Women didn't have the right to vote. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
To say, okay, yeah, you go do that, babe. You go do you.
She probably
well, I
didn't give
mean,
him a choice. I'm thinking.
that, that's she was a 22-year-old from Hackensack. I don't think she asked permission. I think
Yeah,
she just got and went.
yeah. I'm going. I'm
Yeah,
doing this. Yeah,
yeah.
she probably was very headstrong. I'm thinking.
Mhm.
Can't imagine why.
Well,
Her name doesn't end in an A, though, which normally you associate with Jersey girls who have a certain temperament. If I want to take a road trip this week, Joe, is it a good idea? What's the weather going to be?
It is not going to be the greatest. So, since you asked, it sounds like it's time for the Oddcast Forecast, according to the app on my smartphone, and sponsored by Ben Castone Landscaping. Call Ben Castone for all your landscaping needs at 609 561 3452. They're here to keep your yard looking great no matter what the season, and this year, Ben Castone Landscaping is celebrating its 25th anniversary. Ben Castone thanks his customers, family, and friends for all their support and is looking forward to many more years of service. This week, the temperatures are going to be decent, but we are looking at rain. Wednesday, we're looking at a high of 81 and a low of 64. Possibility of thunderstorms during the day, rain at night. Thursday, high of 71, low of 66, rain. And Friday, high of 77, low of 65, and a decent chance of rain throughout the day again. But we do need it. We are getting a little bit on the drier side again. It's just not going to be. Maybe you like driving in the rain. I don't know. I don't. I can't stand driving in the rain. Like you do you. And if you're from Hackensack, don't let anybody tell you that you can't drive to California in the rain. But that's what we're looking at.
That's fair. I appreciate that, Joe. It should be an interesting week. If our oddballs out there want to find us on someplace other than YouTube or social media, what do you recommend?
Oh, there's a whole plethora of ways. For more information or for sponsorship opportunities, email us at jerseyoddcast@gmail.com. Call us at 609 444 6178. Listen to us on YouTube or your favorite podcast service. Visit our socials on Facebook, Instagram, or Bluesky, or visit our website, jerseyoddcast.com, where you can get all of our links.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone, for listening and sticking around this week. We'll be back next week with more chaos, commentary, and community because somebody's got to do it.